Today on the Zero Waiting podcast, it's the world record holder of the most profitable livestream trader and Bitcoin whale, CryptoFace, who is known for livestreaming up to $20 million trades at a time. So I asked him about his thoughts on the current crypto market.
The price we are at right now is a very healthy price, because I do miss that. I do miss making $1 million, $2 million in a few hours off a trade. The money don't really make me like excited like it used to. Like that bar is set too high to the point where it's actually detrimental.
I think this is a roundabout way of you saying that a $3-4 million trade is toilet paper to you.
Well, I don't want to say that.
And what he is buying and holding now.
People that have come to me, my friends and family, and said, what should I put my money in? What crypto should I buy? I said,
well, CryptoFace, good to have you on again. I saw that you got verified on Twitter. Congratulations. You're one of the 5 crypto YouTubers that have been verified on Twitter thus far.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I feel kind of guilty inside, but
why? You know, you're technically a blue check mark now.
50% bots, man. Dude, we all knew it was true. Elon came out and just whammed them. 50%, I didn't think it was going to be that high, but I believe it. 50% of Twitter accounts are bots, according to Elon.
Especially in crypto, like there's so much spam, shilling, botting, garbage, scams, like especially in our space. I think we're in a very particularly spammy section of Twitter.
Politics and crypto. Those are the two big kahunas. Politics or mind control and crypto scams. As soon as I make a post on Twitter, I instantly have 4 fake crypto faces posting, that very split second.
Yeah.
And then more after that. So
it's nuts.
Dude,
it's
that's
so
why
nuts.
you know why they're keeping those bots? Because they want to inflate their numbers, man. And of course, let alone all the mind control and all that. But yeah, man. Yeah,
if for those that don't use crypto Twitter, what typically happens is some crypto figurehead, like a YouTuber or an investor or someone, will make a tweet, and there will be like guys responding to the people replying to the tweet, pretending to be that person, and it will be like, hey, contact me on WhatsApp, like Michael Saylor wants to chat to anybody. But this is like, it happens to everybody. Anybody noteworthy in crypto goes through this. There's so many impersonations. It is mind-blowing, the amount of fraud on crypto Twitter.
All of them. Instagram, anyone that follows me on Instagram, I've had a lot of people, celebrities, that had to unfollow me on Instagram because as soon as they follow me, they get blasted by 8 fake crypto faces that are messaging them. And so it's bad, man. And they all just let it run rampant, man.
Yeah, I saw it.
Elon was the first guy to kind of officially put it out there that like, yo, something's up. If it's 50% on Twitter, it's got to be 30% on Instagram or the same. And we know there's a bunch on YouTube. And so, sucks.
Yeah, it really does. The really weird thing with crypto Twitter is that crypto guys have probably the best case out of anybody that isn't like a government official to be verified on Twitter, because we have so much fraud that is done in our names and likenesses. Yet it's almost impossible for a crypto guy to get verified on Twitter. Like Altcoin Daily is like one of the biggest crypto YouTubers. He's also got over 1 million followers on Twitter. He isn't verified. Twitter doesn't verify.
It helps if you know someone. But you know what I am told is that like I'm still not verified on Instagram, and it's because when you have a
you're not
pseudonym
friends with Zuck.
No, I'm not friends with that guy. But we are both half reptilian, and so technically we're related. No, when you have a pseudonym instead of your real name, that's why like thought models a lot of times are able to get verified, with a lot less,
Thought models.
because they're using their actual name, not a pseudonym, not crypto face or thought lady. They're, Rebecca Coustier, and so, yeah, having a pseudonym makes it a little bit tougher. But there's, I can see, maybe I can put you in contact with a couple people. We need to get you verified, man, because bro, I see you posting about your trades and market cipher, man. And first off, man, I want to say thank you, bro. And I truly appreciate it, man. And I really consider you a friend, man. And you play World of Warcraft, and you've had your previous battles. You are an experienced man. You've if I was in control of the military, man, I'd want you, as one of my generals for sure, man. So yeah, man.
I appreciate that, but in reality, it's not like I'm talking about Market Cipher as if it's like a favor to you. It's more that it's just a good product that I actually use and I actually find use in it. So it's like, yeah, it's just like natural that I'd shout it out. So for those of you that don't know what Market Cipher is, it is basically an indicator that applies to TradingView, and you can pretty much time the exact bottom or top of a market using the basic strategy. Now, usually it's used for short-term trading, as CryptoFace does $20 million plus trades using it, but I find that it's also useful even if you're not doing short-term trading for long-term holding. Last time I was using Market Cipher on the daily chart to buy Cake token. I posted on Twitter that I entered Cake token under $6, around $5.70, because the indicator was saying it's a good time to enter, and lo and behold, the price of Cake token is now over $9. You can still use Market Cipher and make a tremendous amount of money. Stop being a degen and do things properly. There are so many people that use Market Cipher: hedge fund boomers, Saudi princes. A lot of big time guys use Market Cipher as an indicator as part of their strategy. Now, CryptoFace has hooked me up with a fat discount code, so if you want to get Market Cipher, click on the link in the description below and use code 020 at checkout for 20% off, and this applies to the first 100 people that buy. After that, it'll go down to 15%. You better act quick. This is a big discount, and I'm sure you guys will love this. I use Market Cipher all the time anyway, and if I'm promoting it now, that's all the better. That being said, let's get on with the rest of the video. Speaking of like Market Cipher, the crypto market has been quite what's the word? I guess.
What is the word, man?
Yeah.
See, what's a good word for? That's a good question.
Back and forth.
Oh man, it's been like frustrating. I think anxiety. Anxiety is another word that comes up. What are some other words? I didn't mean to cut you off. What were you thinking?
I think things are going a lot slower than people expected. People would. I would say if you ask people at the beginning of this bull run where we would be at this time, I think most people would say at least double what Bitcoin price is.
Yeah.
It comes down to the belief that most people associate a bull cycle with a 4-year period. There's some debate in the cryptoverse, what the length of this bull run is actually going to be. There's been people talking about a lengthening bull cycle, how there's each new cycle gets about a year longer than the last. Like the Genesis cycle was like 250 days or something, and then the next was like about a year longer, then the next was a year longer than that. So a lot of people believe this cycle will end around the end of this year. What do you think about the lengthening cycle theory?
2 years ago, in 2020, early 2020, and I'm not trying to like sound like a jerk or pompous in any way, but there's plenty of records of it. When people ask me what I thought the price would be, the price of Bitcoin at the time was about 6,000 to 8,000, and I said April, May 2022, 40 to 45,000. And fast forward 2 years, whammy, we nailed it. Like nailed that 2-year prediction. So
yeah.
Now I did not think we were going to shoot. I thought we were just going to basically like have a curve up to 40K, not up to 69 up to 60, 64, and then come down to 40K, but pretty much the same thing anyways. So number one, I believe that the price we are at right now is a very healthy price. We were at 8,000, 6,000 2 years ago. The price of Bitcoin and crypto is in a is in my opinion, right where it should be. Now, that being said, I'm gonna steal this. I steal this from Kevin O'Leary, where he said, we are basically without the real institutions are not in crypto. Anyone who says institutions are into crypto are 100%
they're in it,
wrong.
but a tiny amount, putting a tiny amount of capital in it. It's negligible.
Well, real institute, like when people go, well, what about Robinhood? And I said, they're offering products. They're not allocating hundreds of millions or millions into it. There are, some hedge funds and family stuff and smaller ventures. Sure, there's the micro strategies, but there ain't real institutional money in yet. I think we're basically going to be floating where we are now, so to speak. It could absolutely go lower. I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't think we're going to break all-time high until we get an American ETF approved. Until there's some plumbing that opens up for big old money to come in. How long that'll take, man, that's tough to guess, but sure, maybe a year, 2 years, sure. If like you look at a chart and stuff, really to me, everything's going pretty much according to plan and how I thought it would go. And I think where we're at really now is really healthy. And you know what? It doesn't matter what the price of Bitcoin is or your favorite crypto is. Bitcoin works just as fine when it's priced at $100 as it does at 40,000. And so let the innovation, let the people work on their things in layer 2 and layer 3 solutions. And really we gotta get this regulation stuff figured out. We don't really need much. There's only one or two things only one or two doors that gotta open up. And then you're talking about the next actual bull run. On the flip side, the problem with the institutions is when they buy, and we've already seen this with smaller institutions and hedge funds, is when they buy, they don't buy on the exchange and pump the price. They buy over the counter and the price don't move at all. They buy it from someone private selling it. They don't go on Coinbase. They don't go on Binance. They're not buying on the exchange. They're not stupid. They buy it on the street. So although I'm sure when all institutions come in, the price will pump. But man, if the over-the-counter thing wasn't going on, then the price would be higher. Mm-hmm. The whole USDC thing is also big, having like an actual backed stable coin that these institutions can trust. So there's a couple factors. Yeah, I would say number one is ETF stuff, and number two is stablecoin regulation.
Yeah, I think a lot of people in this crypto bubble lose sight of how much money these traditional finance institutions have. Like BlackRock has over $10 trillion in assets. The crypto total market capitalization is $2 trillion.
Yeah, that's funny.
There's so much upside with these, and that's one institution. Like, it's the biggest.
Yeah.
But it's one institution with like the regulation certainty that you spoke about. That opens the floodgates for these like real money, boomer money to come in, and yeah, it's just like people underestimate how small crypto is relative to these TradFi guys. Like it.
Yeah. It's a really good point. I think we're healthy where we're at, and yeah, we'll see. You got to be patient. People got to be patient. Not everyone's going to be as smart as you, Mr. Zero Waiting, and be able to buy a token and either sit on their butt and do nothing, or put some work into it like you did and have it pump skyrocket. It's who's going to create the businesses and just like as the gold rush, you sell the picks and the axes, the picks
Yeah.
and the axes.
I always thought that like crypto as it is with like the wallets and the addresses and like the confirmation and the blockchain, I think that is for most people too advanced. Too advanced for normies. I think the future with crypto and blockchain is going to be applications that hide all that stuff. Just
Oh
like how
yes.
like nobody cares the coding language that is used to make Facebook. Grandma doesn't give a shit. She's just using Facebook because it works. And I feel like that is the future of blockchain crypto is
Yeah.
applications is where the normies go to. The stuff underneath is what the nerds are going to be concerned about. But you can't expect grandma to like manage a DeFi wallet. It's just not going to happen.
100%, bro. 100%. And there's going to be some nerds that wiggle over every little thing that isn't completely, crypto coding stuff. But you're totally right. Ease of use in the UIs and hiding it all and just being able to, I need big, simple buttons. Give me big, simple buttons. So, yep, totally right, man. Totally right.
In terms of like tech, like the route to success pretty much is always just simplifying things. Like MySpace got replaced by Facebook, which just simplified a lot of the all the customization options. Google replaced Yahoo as a search engine. It just removed the weather feature and the news section and the shopping bar. Just had the
Oh,
search box with a button, and that's it. And like the winner in technology thus far has been making things idiot proof. And I think with like all the applications and stuff that is being built and the businesses and all that stuff that is using crypto and blockchain, that is the route to the adoption. It is to actually make things as simple and idiot proof as possible. And we're not there yet.
yeah,
Like it's still
definitely.
so unintuitive for people to use crypto. Like try explaining, how to run a DeFi wallet to your dad or something. Like it's gonna take a while.
Yeah, it took me a while. I mean, it took me a while, like, to actually see, like, certain use cases in, like, DeFi and stuff, and like almost like a community run bank account where you a little bit gets taxed off of you when you put money in and take money out, and what that can do, just the movement and what that can do, just people being together and just having movement is really lifts the tide. You realize how much that we are missing out on. Man, we could really be our own bankers if we huddle together, and have the tough part's the protection, right? In crypto, you are your own bank, which means you got to protect your own keister. And that ain't it. By the way, happy Easter. You know what I'm saying? And so we got to protect our eggs, bro. We're our own chicken and roosters, and easier said than done. So there are benefits. I'm not saying that we don't need Wells Fargo and all of them. There's a place for them, but boy, there certainly is a place for groups of us to have our own little community bank account. Whenever you deposit, let's say, money into your account, 5%, or make it even smaller, 3% or 2% of your money gets taken and spread out to everyone. When you withdraw, same type of thing. 2% gets taken out. You could do 1%, half percent, whatever it is. And as you are moving, it doesn't matter if you're first in or last out. It's how long you're in. It doesn't matter. It's not musical chairs. It's just how long you're in for the ride. And as long as there's movement, um, man, it really works. And there was a DeFi application that I was in a year or two ago that was doing just that.
Something I thought about recently was I think a lot of people have been really coddled, you could say, with consumer protection laws and so on. That when you that people are kind of used to it. That like let's say someone gets access to your bank account and makes like a fraudulent transfer of some money. It's expected that the bank is going to reverse that payment, so people are kind of like more relaxed about it. Whereas in
Yeah.
crypto, that don't exist. Like if someone
Yeah.
hacks your wallet, like it's gone. It's gone.
Yep.
Like you're not.
And for most people, it's all gone. And
Yeah.
it happens from top to the bottom. From it still happens to big whales, and they click the wrong link, and the scammers are getting really good. I mean, there's stuff they can send you don't even have to open anymore. So it's a tough world. Um, and again, I think there's I'm not saying down with all the banks. I think banks provide credit and freedom. It's the people that screw it up. It's governments and greed. There's no perfect system. Like it's the people that are flawed. Like capitalism died in America 20, 30 years ago. And when people are like, "Oh, that's capitalism," hitting the fan in America right now. That's capitalism. No, it's not. It like whether it's democracy or whether you have a dictator, all those are benign. It's humans that mess everything up. There's no system so far that's been able to keep humans in check from eventually messing it up.
One of the most contentious issues of the day is Elon Musk by offering to buy Twitter. He said in an interview one of the motivations for him to do so is he thinks that Twitter is too censorious of their content moderation policy. People are getting banned, shadow banned, deleted, on top of the bot issue that you mentioned. We're at an interesting point, and I think Elon Musk is doing something very interesting because he's kind of like putting himself in a position where he can't lose. Because let's say the Twitter board says no to him, well, now he's positioning himself as the hero, and the Twitter as a company which is against free speech. So
Yep.
even if he doesn't get the offer accepted, he's still winning in a sense the PR battle, the court of public opinion. But what is really interesting is, let's say the offer goes through and he does buy Twitter, and let's say the stock price just shoots up. That is going to set a precedent for social media companies that being censorious with your content moderation is bad for shareholders. And once that becomes part of the zeitgeist, I think that could have a huge ripple effect across culture itself.
Man, I don't understand why so many people, even some of my friends, have hated on meme lawn. I know a lot of it came from, oh, he posted a meme about crypto. How dare he? And it's meme lawn's fault. When really, there's plenty of times where he makes a meme lawn post and the charts, it wasn't the right time, then nothing happened. I don't understand why so many people give that guy hate.
There's
Not
plenty
saying
worse
that
CEOs
have
than
like the
Elon.
same, yeah, like in we don't have the same political beliefs on everything, but it's I just don't understand how you can hate on that man and the people that are the mainstream media. That's this is the one problem with America and its constitution that it missed. That I believe I've learned in the past good few years is that the media is kind of like the fourth wing that's unchecked. There's no checks and balances for potential media takeover. But I guess really it's supposed to be on the people. For America, they say we're supposed to come together, foreign and domestic.
The thing with mainstream media is that it's not even like a viable business. Like New York Times, Wall Street, all those guys, they don't actually make profit by themselves. Like it's actually almost completely funded by donations from billionaires that own them. It's not like a standalone business like some Joe Schmo running a YouTube channel that has to actually make profit for it to be viable. No, like they're just getting money funneled in regardless of who's watching or what the numbers are or anything. Like in terms of like the actual business of one of these legacy outlets like New York Times, they have like an insane amount of employees on the payroll. They're really not making that much compared to what their audience that they're bringing in. It's paid messaging, you know, like it's not like these are a normal business that are making
100%.
a living from teaching you what's going on in the world. Like, no, these guys are like funded by I think Carlos Slim owns the Washington Post. No, New York Times. Jeff Bezos owns the Washington Post.
Yeah, Jeff Bezos buys the Washington Post. Zach Zuckerberg, or Mark Zuckerberg, or Zach Zuckerberg. Qui-Gon the Lizard. Qui-Gon Zuckerberg is his real name, actually. You know, he's the one guy that owns Facebook. You know what I'm saying? But since Jack Dorsey was one guy with Twitter. You know, no one was freaking out about that. I'm on team Memelon, and man, things have gotten so bad. It's so quick, just these past few years, and the bad always strikes first, and they really are hitting hard right now. They're really hitting hard, and it's not even like it's like we're just getting started. Commodities. I'm telling you, if you want to. If I've been telling people that have come to me, my friends and family, friends of friends, for the past 2 years, and said, "What should I put my money in? What crypto should I buy?" I said, oil, beans, rice, sure, a little bit of crypto, but oil, beans, rice,
yeah,
commodities.
You've spoken about oil before, like. I mean, I've watched like some of your streams, and you talk about the price of. Can you go into what the oil stuff is about? Like, why did you buy oil? Why do you think it's bullish?
Absolutely. This was such an easy play. On November 5th, 2020, the day after the USA election, when it was stamped that Joe Biden was the victor, we put out the calls and said, bet the house on oil. Bet the house on oil. And it's really simple because he's clipping the pipeline, stopping drilling. We're going to be buying oil. And it's just common sense. And I mean, the price of oil has gone up 130, 140%. Same with commodities, the price of sugar, the price of wheat, the price of corn, the things that we buy every day. We knew those prices were going up. When you can trade, you can buy those things. If you're in options and expire, a dump truck comes and dumps beans in your driveway. It happened to a friend of mine. He had an expire, and also a dump truck dumped a bunch of beans in his driveway. So, and I don't see it stopping anytime soon, man. You know, and so natural gas. Now, 2 weeks ago or a week ago, there was a meeting. Biden went over to Europe, and Macron, the macaroon, said, "Please, can you guys? We want to start buying American natural gas." So we started getting more natural gas. Guess what we did? Wait, can I pull up a chart for you real quick, man? Can I show you a couple things real quick?
Please do.
So here we have, this is natural gas, okay? Let's see here. We are on the daily. I mean, literally everything's been going up since, let's go to November. Yeah, I think 2020 was the election, November, right?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
Okay, so November 5th.
Because CV happened while the blonde hair man was in office. Dude, it's so ridiculous how much we have to censor just to like talk without the algorithm.
I know. Okay, so boom. So here we go. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna compare Bitcoin to oil and natural gas and just see what the percentages are looking like. So November 5th, natural gas was high $8-9. Today, it's up 154%.
Wow.
Natural gas. And let's go to November 5th. It's funny. Oil actually went to, so this was, the oil went to minus $40 a barrel for a day because we were flooding the market with so much oil. That's why we were paying so little for gas. Everyone in the world was buying from America And then so this was during the Orange Man presidency. By the way, I hope he told everyone at the beginning of the video that I've been wearing the mask before COVID. You know what I'm saying? So, but if he didn't. So, okay, so November 5th, $40 a barrel for oil, $40. Right. It's up 170%. Right. 170%.
That's about as good as Bitcoin, right?
Well, let's find out. Let's find out. We're about to find out. Okay, 14 and bada bing, 178%. So it's about the same. It's about the same. Let's look up some commodities. Beans. We'll look up some coffee beans. Okay, let's see here.
It's my favorite type of beans.
Yes, sir.
All the commodities looks like they've had a huge run up.
120%. All the Starbucks, all the burritos, and it's the same with all beans. 120%. Everything's gone up. I mean, the drumsticks. So I have this story about drumsticks with the caramel inside. I don't know if I maybe told this story on the last.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, so I don't think I did. It was okay. So I love the caramel filled ice cream drumsticks. Do you know what I'm talking about? Where it's an ice cream cone and it's got it's chocolate covered with nuts on it. You know, I think I have some on me right now. Let me see what I got here. Now on this box, do you see anything that says small size, to go, the little kid's lunch size? Do you see anything on there that says that? No. Right? So you think these are going to be standard drumsticks. Well, let's open it up here and find out. I've been buying and eating drumsticks since the day I was born. Okay. And this just happened within the last year. Look how small this cone is now. Okay. It's gone down 40% in size. It was look at this. So, they chintzy on the caramel inside, and this just happened within the last year. These cones were 50% bigger. 50% bigger, man.
Yeah, that's that shrinkflation. It's another side of inflation.
Is it their fault? Is it? Do we get mad at Nestle for the 40% increase in their main ingredient? You know, there's only what do? They can either raise the price 40% or chop it down 40%. And so they chopped it down 40%, man.
I don't know how it is in America, but I swear that when you buy like a bag of chips, as you guys would call it, like Lay's or whatever, I swear there's more air in the bag. Like, I swear.
Yeah, we got some more of that. Let's look at some more of that. Yeah, I'm glad you brought this up. I ran out of chips, but we got some Jack Link's jerky. Oh, look at this. I can fit it in one hand. And look.
That's it? That's the whole
Even
bag?
One of these, this ain't even think. This is it right here. This is it. Wow. That's everything. Okay, I missed a couple. That's it. And they don't even taste that good. So this is $5.
Do you know a great example of shrinkflation? I even posted it on my Twitter. Do you know those like thin Coke cans where they're kind of tall?
Yes.
Those are actually smaller than the regular size cans in terms of quantity of liquid inside. It just doesn't look like it. Because it's like tall, the illusion is it's actually more, but it's marginally less than the regular soda can.
Dude, so check this out. So recently, we've sold our Petey the Pencil Neck Turkey Fish mugs. This is a 20-ounce mug. It is wide. This mug, I'll buy a water bottle that's this tall, right? Or a 2 liter of soda. This mug fits it all of it, man. And so the real trick that you are absolutely right. The trick is the width. And so you're going to start seeing things get skinnier and taller, but it's the girth, baby. It's the girth that that's where it's at. Yeah. That's why the drumsticks are skinnier.
Look at this Pepsi bottle. Look how thin. It's
What?
supposed to be thick, right? Like, what is this? It's like it's just a really tall bottle.
Hey man, can I show you something? We were talking. Can I show you something real quick?
Yeah,
Because I've been wanting to surprise you with because I know you're a big fan of Market Cipher,
yeah, that's
and
right.
I wanted to show you. Uh, yeah, can you
Ooh,
see that?
ooh, look at that artwork. That's pretty
Can you
cool.
see that? So this is
Yeah.
wood right here. This is wood. My dad made this for me. This is
Oh, your dad
got
does
the little
DIY.
designs and
That's cool.
everything. He put it so I have it in my garage here.
Yeah, yeah,
So isn't that cool?
that's a cool thing to flex with, that artwork. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. For realsies, it is. I mean, nice car, dude. Very impressive. I think like a lot of people will like watch this, look at. I mean, I got it in the last podcast we did. People were like looking at your background and being like, "Oh, he can't be rich."
I'm a big believer in not. I think people who flex on social media all the time have a problem. Um, like it's part of the mask thing is I don't yearn for fame. I think people have a problem that do for the most part. So
Do you
yeah,
know
man, you
like
don't.
something so true? Like a misconception people have when they think of like a genuinely rich guy is that he's got like a Gucci shirt on and he's got like a Hermes bag, like a Rolex, like in like a Instagram photo. But in reality, everyone I know that has like fu money, the signs of wealth are in the background. They're not in the foreground because
Yeah,
it's just part of their daily life. Whereas if someone is like putting it like up front, usually
that's
that
all they
means
got.
like they think that's like special and like noteworthy in their life. But people with like fu money, like yeah, you got like the expensive supercar in the background. Like that's how guys with like genuine money behave, from what I've seen.
I can barely take care of the house. I'm in my house. I'm in a nice area and stuff. I do want to move because I do need a bigger garage. Rory and there, but I do need a house with a bigger garage for sure for my truck and my other car. I don't know, man. I really don't spend my money on a lot of things. A lot of it's from fear of taxes and the IRS, and I don't like do stuff in the islands. Um, I don't do that. Yeah, man. It's just try to take care of your friends and families and loved ones.
But
And
if you want to be set up with a tax haven, um, you have to go to a guy wearing a shirt like this.
yeah, for sure. I know those are the guys.
Like, well, there's two types of guys that wear shirts like this: extremely drunk guys, or guys that are like masterminds at taxes.
Yeah, yeah, with the hamburger meat hanging out. You know what I mean? They got to be older too. Some old
Yeah,
fat guy. Um,
yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
man. So yeah, dude. I just can't say it enough. Just come on, just keep. Common sense is the way I believe in investing right now. And as far as like trading and people wanting to get into trading, man, more and more people now that work have like 2 jobs, 3 jobs, and they're still hella struggling. I think now more than ever, people are trying to look for another income. And I just tell people, if you're going to try to like make trading moves and stuff, make sure you have another income, start another income to fund, sell drumsticks on the corner, mark up the price 40% and fund your trading account with that so you don't ruin your families.
I've been saying on my channel that if you are crypto makes sense when you're financially secure because you're going to be able to stomach the volatility, the drawdowns. You'll be able to hold. You're not going to be forced selling. I can't imagine how stressful crypto would be if you're relying on it to like pay rent. It must be really like stressful.
Were you never at that point? Like
No.
Well, go ahead. You answer first. Like, did you kind of just go from like boom to boom, or you were already successful? Like, you were already successful. You were like content farming and doing your business stuff or
Yeah,
whatever it is you're
like
doing. You kind of
yeah,
smelled,
yeah,
sorry if I got something wrong there, whatever.
yeah. Like I
What
was
was it like
doing.
for you, bro?
I mean, the way I got into crypto was when I was like very beginning. Like I was like 12, 13 years old, and I was using Bitcoin to like buy ebooks on like forums and illicit things like back in the day with like hack forums and seedy places on the internet like that. But like when it came to like actually buying crypto properly, it was at the bottom of the market. I got ETH at around $200, Bitcoin around 6K. I put all my money into it, all my net worth into it, like 97%, just enough to like, pay bills for like the next few months. I also had a business going on that was pretty much generating passive income for me. So there was no point where it was like, okay, I need Bitcoin to go up this month to pay
Yeah.
for XYZ. It was kind of more chill for me, even though I had so much my net worth into it. I was so sure it was going to go up anyway. I really do think that crypto makes sense when you've got your ducks in a row. And then it's like, yeah, this is how you multiply your wealth.
You at least have some ducks in a row, and I guess what that means is have another income, man. Like even with me, like I was still working and doing YouTube and trading and stuff. I guess technically part time, even though like when I got home from work, that's what I was doing. It was basically two full time. Again, I got fired, and we talked about that on the last interview. And then it was like I was at that point where I was making enough to where I could support myself full time, and then you know what I mean. And then the rest is history after that. Man, I know that I'm a blessed man to be born who, when, and where I am, and I know so many people, the majority of people around the world, have the opportunity that I had. I worked for every penny that I had. I'm a total self-made man. I've been at the bottom of the barrel, and I didn't get no trust money or anything like that. But there's people in Uganda, and I'm not trying to hate on Uganda. I'm just throwing random countries out there and stuff that to be honest, like crypto is the only shot they have. And I know a lot of people, like I got guys in my community that are in Africa and all different countries all over the world, and they tell me they're young men with young families, and they have just a little bit. This one guy he's got a little garden of carrots, and he's doing odd jobs, and like little crypto things are really their only way out. And so in that case, I understand you have to be even more careful. You have to be even more disciplined and be more micro. Like I could absolutely afford to trade and with way more money than I do now. I've done pretty well for myself, but I've learned what amount of money that isn't going to have me stressing and screwing with me. And the truth is if you do that, you're fun and you're successful, it'll grow faster than and that's the key, man. That's that risk management thing, and the mental health, peace of mind has to be key, 100%.
Yeah, risk management is a big deal. When you like, what would you say like a way to calculate how much of a trading account one should put into a trade? Because there's been like some people that have adapted ideas like the Kelly criterion in terms of like how much they should size their trades. What would you say? Like, what would you say is a good percentage of your trading account put into a trade?
Well, I'm not a financial advisor. And what I will say is it is different for
Advice for
everybody.
yourself. if you were to tell yourself?
It depends on where. I'll tell you, for me, it changed. Obviously it started bigger. I was doing, 10, $20 million trades, a year ago or whatever. And now, I just do $3, $4 million trades. And so the percentage of my net worth that I trade has gone down.
What made you decide that? Was it that you were getting too psyched out with the $20 million trades?
A couple things. Number one, I had to switch exchanges. That was when it started. I went from an exchange that I've been using for a long time, that I knew, that I trusted, I knew I could trust. It's not that like I couldn't handle it. I'm also way more busy. I don't have the energy and as much time that I used to, because I have more businesses, more responsibilities than I used to. A 10, $20 million trade takes attention. And I don't have that kind of attention that I can give anymore, baby. You know what I'm saying, girl? It's me. It's not you. And, I've kind of been there and done that, man. I've done the $10 million, $20 million, broke the world records and all that, and made a shit ton of money, man. And have been able to buy my family stuff, real estate, cars, and hook up friends, friends in the hood. Bam, hook them up with some shit, some money, some cars, and it's just that's how it's worked out. A couple different things. But there are windows where the opportunity is easier than other times. And when one of them windows opens up again, I'll probably juice it again and go back in 5, 10 million, go back into $10 million trades when the time is right. But the time ain't right now. But when these institutions maybe start coming in and we start to see that puppy start coming up, I'm going to have to honk the horn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, when there's a more clear pathway that we're definitely in a bull cycle, then you're more comfortable making a long, basically.
Like, my biggest trades have mostly been from shorts. It's a different game. The short game is a different game because it happens fast. You got to be there. But bull runs are absolutely easier. It is easier to trade bull runs than it is bear runs because you don't have to be as attentive. And it's just when there's like, just it doesn't matter if it's going up or down, when there's just confidence and confirmations in the indications.
I think this is a roundabout way of you saying that a $3-4 million trade is toilet paper to you.
Well, I don't want to say that. And there is leverage. I do use leverage. That's another thing, is as the price comes down, you got to be careful with your leverage too and everything. And so, but like back in like a year ago, I mean, I had like, gosh, I don't even remember, like 5-6 million just of my money in the trading account, and then was leveraging off that. Now I think I keep between 400 to 500 grand, and I'm cooking with higher leverage, which is more dangerous, but I'm not staying in trades as long. I'm taking the money when it's there. So it's you have to adapt. It's like back then I was doing 3x leverage with, I had 4 or 5 million, 3x it, so I had 15 million to trade with. And so, it's just adapting. But we'll see, if these ETFs come through and, this things start clicking, we'll start turning. Because I do miss that. I do miss making $1 million, $2 million in a few hours off a trade. But
I can imagine.
Now I really get more reward off of my community succeeding and making a bunch of money. The money don't really make me like excited like it used to. Like, that bar is set too high to the point where it's actually detrimental. And it's actually been a little difficult to trade with smaller money. Like right now, it's like when I make 50 grand, I take it. you know, and that was hard for a while because I'm like, I might as well just stay in the damn trade because that's it. You know what I mean? And that hurt me for a little bit. Or it didn't hurt me, but it just made it more difficult. Just like when a poker player, big time poker player, gets busted and he has to play with a smaller stack, it's different, man. You're not used to it. So you know, and there's also a point in protecting your keister, man. I mean, like for example, there's this Korean kid that just started blowing up 3 days ago, and this kid is losing his butt really bad. Like he's going high leverage, doing $10 million with leverage included trades and just losing and losing. I even when I found out, I went to his stream and I wanted to support him. I'm not talking crap about him, but he lost apparently like 300-400 grand or 500 grand the day before.
What's this guy's name? Like I think I've seen like something on Twitter about him.
His name is Sato, I believe. Satto. I think he's like an actor or something like that, or something. He was like famous doing something else. Whatever, we'll give him the publicity. Park Hodu is a Korean that trades too, and he actually mentioned me one time, and that's when I got invaded by the Koreans. And me and Hodu are friends. We actually did a stream together. Couldn't understand each other, but we were still able to sit there and drink and just shoot the jet. We respect each other, and he said nice things about me, and I said nice things about him, and we streamed together and stuff. So, but this new kid. And I hope he does well. But just for example, 2 days ago, the day before, he lost 500 grand doing 40, 50x leverage. He was in a short, which was, I was in the same position. I was short as well. And he was all nervous trying to make his money back. And I said, bro, you got about 6 to 8, 12 hours. And I think you're going to make your money back if you stick in it, man. Just stick in it. And he had a translator thing too. And I don't know if he saw me or not, or if he even knows me, whatever. So I go off the stream. 3 hours later, boom, the price dumps. And I was like, man, I think Sato made his money back. I was like, he has to be up 500 grand right now, right? So I go back and check his channel. The dude got out right before the dump and lost another 300,000-400,000. And this kid keeps losing, and that's not, man. I mean, I don't know why I brought that up. I don't remember, but that ain't the way to go. Don't be doing that stuff.
Has this guy? He's just like he's like a celebrity in South Korea, and he's just YOLOing money into crypto trading for the fun of it.
Yeah, the Koreans really love losing money, like losing money streams. It's a popular thing over there. That's why people love watching Park Hodu is the guy's name, and he was a comedian, and he does God, what's the word they call it? It's like there's a word that they use for it.
A Korean word?
Where like it's like loss. RN or something like that.
Schadenfreude?
Yeah, we're not talking about sausage or German schnitzel, bro, but sure, whatever.
Schadenfreude is like
Schadenfreude. That's exactly what I was trying to say. I'm glad you took the word right out of my mouth, man. Schadenfreude.
Dude, it means when you take pleasure out of other people's suffering. So like if someone slips over on ice, you could say that.
How do you pronounce it? Schadenfreude?
Dude, I'm not German. I'm just saying that this is a word that they use.
I'm asking you, what's the word though? What's the word again?
Schadenfreude.
Schadenfreude.
I know I'm mispronouncing that.
Okay. No, that sounds cool. Schadenfreude. So yeah, they're big with the law stuff out there. Because they like, that there's young money in China and Korea. They got a lot of young money. And so it's kind of like a baller thing. Like, haha, I can lose this money and not care.
Yeah, subtle flex, right? Like it's a
flex. It's a flex. Man, so don't be doing that. Even the leverage I'm using in my trades right now, I would say is too much. Like I've been doing like 10x leverage, but that's because I am a trained, experienced professional. And whatever, but when I was ham hawking $10 million trades, I'm doing like 3x and protecting my keysters. So yeah, man, I love this stuff though, man. I love it.
Like, let's say there's just some guy that has done some holding of crypto, is interested in scalping. What would you say to this guy as hypothetically? What would you say to this guy in terms of what he should focus on?
I guess I would say try market cipher, the basic strategy, because that's
Description below.
what
Yeah, link in description.
that's what I use, man. And well, what I also say is, I follow the money. That's what, one of the core principles of market cipher and my indicators is that it tracks money in different ways. Man, I would just say be within your means and hopefully you're disciplined. I'll tell you what I would say is let the trades speak to you. Don't force it. Just like with women, just like women, when you're, oh, I want that girl, and when you're slobbering, they don't want you. Well, let me give you a better example. Like when you go to a car lot to buy a car, when you see the car that you want, it speaks to you. You know it's the right car. And if you don't find that car, then you don't buy a car on that lot, right? So with trading, I always say you should have no choice to not take the trade. And you're not always, when you come and sit down, you are not always going to have a confident position to take. What Market Cipher does is just give you way more opportunities to find a confident position than with what other people are doing now. That's my.
But yeah, but like when you say like when a trade speaks to you, I kind of feel that with like long-term holding. Like when I YOLO'd all my money into crypto in 2019, like it spoke to me.
It spoke to you.
CV.
Ooh, that's mad. It whispered in your ear, bro. I can see you when it did. You're just like, man, when it clicked, and you're like, man, I'm doing this, dude. And there was nothing that was going to stop you.
It just it just makes sense. It's like CV is new. I knew governments would screw it up, and it's just like I know inflation is going to come hard, and now it's at 8.5%. So it was just like I had like 100% confidence in this, more or less. That crypto's going to go up from 2019 at the point.
And that was just 1 month, and that's with the new calculation. That's with the new calculation too. It's 12% in 1 month.
12% in reality.
1 month.
What is going on there? How is it 8.5%? What they say, but people are saying the percentage is higher. What's going on there?
Because what happened was the way they calculate inflation has changed a year or 2 years ago. Here is how. If 5 years ago, let's say in 2005. The inflation was 1.2%. Now they're calculating it at 2%. Before that, 2%. 2001, 2%. 2000, 2%. 1999, 2%. So every single year, the calculation, every year was 2%. Instead of what it was before, the actual numbers, which was 2% or less, or whatever it was. So they fudged the numbers and said, since 2% is a healthy rate, we can say, all right, it's healthy. And every year was 2%. And yeah.
So
now it's just bonkers, bro. Now it's absolutely insane. We're gonna be at 100% by the end of this year. 100%.
Do you know what like I was even like saying this like when I was a child, that inflation is way more than people think it is because it's compounding. When it was still like 7.5%, if you would like compound that over a decade, it would be like 100% in total when it's compounds. It's not just 75%. So it's like, man, 8.5% is freaking nuts.
Just like gas. That's why when oil gas prices go up, because everyone uses gas. Your potatoes use gas when they're on the trucks. Your knives that you buy, they use gas for the metals to whatever. So when gas prices go up, everything goes up. And now everything is going up, dude. It's just God.
Really aids rich people because rich people have assets such as real estate, stocks, whatever, commodities. Poor people live paycheck to paycheck, so any inflation,
Yep.
they receive like the full realized amount of the inflation, whereas rich people have their assets go up. It's just it's it's a tax on the poor, basically.
Sure is. To be honest, it's all this stuff happening is actually better for me.
I was telling people like in my life, please buy crypto in 2019, early
Yeah.
2020. It's like, dude, I know what's gonna happen. I know the game that's being played here. Please don't have your savings in fiat. And yeah, it's like
Yep.
we're like trying to like warn people about stuff like this, and it's just like I think people are beginning to come round and be like, oh, 8.5%. Okay, that sounds pretty high. Maybe I should look into putting my wealth into something.
Like what's going to happen, dude? And like part of me thinks, yeah, the market will crash. The other part of me thinks the market's actually going to have a hyperbolic pump. Like instead of a stock market crash, we have a hyperbolic inflation pump. Man, all I know is, I don't have all the answers, but
Well,
keeping it simple.
Biden has the answers. He says that it's Putin's responsibility why U.S. has such high inflation.
Yeah, don't get me started on that one. Obviously, all that stuff was happening before all that, man, and they're gonna draw that out,
No, dude,
with
look,
like the
look.
oil and
He time traveled. He went back in the past. He infiltrated the Federal Reserve. I mean, he's responsible. It's Putin's fault.
it's very sad. And man, there's just so much on this earth that we could all just live in peace, man. We really need these aliens to come through and do something. There's some really good alien uh, conspiracy type stuff, you could say, an alien shit going on right now. We could go hella deep into that, man. There's been some crazy stuff going on. But man, I'm hoping these aliens, a fleet of UFOs in the air, just chilling everyone, you, me, and it's going to be like, okay, they're showing themselves now, and they're maybe telling us not to kill each other.
I think you've been watching too much movies, my friend. Dude, you really think it's gonna be a flying saucer? Like the aliens travel light speed, but they still have to have their ship on a flying saucer. No, dude, they're gonna be so freaking weird and like incomprehensible to us. Like if they have the ability to travel the speed of light and go beyond that, like we're basically like freaking ants to them at that point. Like the
Correct. That
technological
is
gap is
correct.
so vast. I don't think they'd even care. Like, do you really care about the affairs of an ant colony? Probably not.
Well, we don't. It actually. Well, we actually, if ants disappear, that would actually greatly affect us. Ants or bees to mankind are very important. Maybe we're very important to them in some way.
Have you seen Ancient Aliens? The History
Yeah,
Channel show.
yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
dude, it's dude, it's so nuts. It's like
It went to well, the first two
ever
seasons were the best, and then it kind of they had to stretch it out and stuff. But
they had to jump the shark. They had to like overdo themselves to the point where it's like maybe eggs were made by aliens. Like that was like an episode. I swear to God, they were
yeah,
they were saying like eggs, well, not a natural thing until aliens made eggs a thing and gave it to birds or something.
I can, bro. There's two really good UFO YouTube channels I can give, and so yeah, I'll give you a couple of channels you can check out, and because you sound like you're almost a disbeliever, bro. I don't know if you're a believer.
Well, me
Believe
making
it.
fun of ancient aliens, yeah, yeah, I would say I am. I just think like if there's aliens, it's just gonna be like because of like the time scale, like Earth has been around for like 4.5 billion years. Life, intelligent life, has been around for like nothing. If there is like another alien species, it's either going to be microbes, just statistically, or it's going to be so far advanced a civilization that the technology just dwarfs anything.
Check out the UFO stuff. If I'll shout out a couple channels. Secure Team 10 is probably the best
What do you say?
UFO channel.
Can you say that again?
Secure Team 10.
Team 10, isn't that Jake Paul's Instagram vlogger team?
No.
Yes,
I mean,
yes, it is.
Team 10.
Team 10? Wasn't that the...
I've never heard of Secure Team 10, bro. Has been around for... It was the kid's name. It originally was Secure Team, but like all his secure teams were taken. So you guys, I guess it was Secure Team 10.
It's a good number.
Just check it out for yourself, bro. You never seen no UFO? You never seen nothing in the sky yourself, bro?
Listen, I'm into astrophysics. I lie down in bed and hear stuff about black holes and Hawking radiation. There's something called the Fermi paradox, which is,
the Fermi paradox.
The Fermi paradox. It's basically, you look out in the universe, we don't see signs of civilization that are obvious. Okay, this is like an alien civilization on this planet. We haven't found that. The Fermi paradox tries to answer, okay, what are the theories as to why we haven't seen any aliens out there? Like the rare world theory that like the conditions on Earth are so specific, like the gravity has to be just right, the temperature, the moons, like all these very specific details that make Earth particular in having biogenesis and having life form. That is one example of the Fermi paradox. But there's like many theories as to why people believe we can't see aliens.
I know what you're talking about. I've never put a name to it, but I do know what you're talking about. I think if you saw something, you'd probably then you'd probably have your interest a little more piqued.
Well, it was great having you, and we'll do this again. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for. It's like 4 a.m. where you are, bro. We've been going for 3 hours, so we're kind of at the anti-climax. You know, we're at the post. What do they call it? Post nut clarity stage. You know what I'm saying? We're ready. We're just ready.
Yeah, the novelty of the pineapple shirt has worn off.
Yeah, pineapple shirt. So